sellers and buyers, do you know the difference between earnest money and due diligence? Well, I'm Abbey Little with Bliss Real Estate, and I'm going to tell you. While due diligence and earnest money deposits are always done in North Carolina, in South Carolina, you can do due diligence, but we typically just do earnest money. In North Carolina, once your offer is accepted, you will write 2 checks, one for the earnest money and a due diligence check to the seller. The due diligence period is the time which a buyer has the opportunity to conduct their due diligence before deciding to move forward. This is the time for inspections and repair negotiations. You're essentially paying the seller for taking their home off the market. If the buyer decides to terminate the contract before due diligence period is over, the seller will keep the deposit, but the buyer will get their earnest money refunded. The earnest money is generally around 1% of the purchase price and goes to the closing attorney. This shows the seller that you are earnest about purchasing. If a buyer decides to back out before closing, they may lose their earnest money. However, there are a lot of other factors involved. If everything goes smoothly and we make it to closing, both the earnest money and due diligence will be credited back to the buyer at closing. I know these two can be a bit confusing, but I am always here to help.